Hello, my lovelies. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I am Boy. I am a nurse. I practice adult nursing in the United Kingdom. If this is your first time joining us, you're most definitely welcome. For the returning subscribers, you guys are very, very, very wonderful. Thank you for staying. Now, for those that don't know what we talk about in this channel, this is where we talk about traveling, migration, lifestyle, nursing, and everything else. So today we are going to talk about something very, very important. And I know so many people have been asking me to do this, but hey, it's challenging. So we're going to talk about tips on how to formulate a winning CV. Yes, you heard me, a winning CV. So I know most of the nurses have done their OET or their English proficiency. They have passed their English, they've passed their CBT, but the problem is getting the job. Why? It might be because of the CV. It might be because you are sending a long CV, a short CV, non-detailed CV, too much details. Like a lot can prevent the prospective employer to look at your CV. Okay, let's get into today's business. Now, how long should your CV be like how many pages? I believe it shouldn't be too long. It shouldn't be too short. Make sure that it is at least 2 pages, 3 pages at most, 1 page if you have to. So try as much as you can to make it as short and as precise as it can be. So just squash everything into 1 page or 2 pages at most, 3 pages. That's how long it should be. Okay, the second thing is format. Sometimes the employers or the vacancy people, they will mention on the vacancy that we want your CV to be in a Word form or a PDF form or a picture or something. They will mention, but in an event when there is nothing mentioned, make sure it's a PDF, because there are so many softwares around here, and if you stick on to using Microsoft Word, some companies don't use Microsoft Word to read your document, and it might distract the formatting. Like, just use type it in a Word form and then export it as a PDF. And then when you export it as a PDF, rename it. Make sure that it says CV for Boinadit. Now let's get into your CV contents. The contents should be short, precise, and straight to the point. Don't make long things. If you have to write in bullet forms, do that. But it should be short, smart, and precise. Now, the first thing is to write your personal information. Your personal information is your names, your email address, your phone numbers, your physical address, and your LinkedIn profile if you have one. But LinkedIn, they do look into LinkedIn. So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, start now and build a good professional profile on LinkedIn. And the photos that you upload on your LinkedIn should be the professional photos that shows that you have ears. I'm kidding, but it should be attractive to the prospective employers. That would be your personal information. Some people include their pictures on the CV. I did put my picture on the CV, but it can also be a disadvantage. It can pose you into biasness. So some employers do like when the candidates put their pictures. Some employers don't like you to put your pictures because a lot happens around biasness. And also, United Kingdom protects the data, your bio data. So most of the times, with the CVs, it's best if you just don't put your picture. But at some point, you can put your picture. I did put my picture when I applied for my job in UK, but it doesn't matter anyway. you can do that or you cannot. Depends on whoever will be looking into your CV, whether they are interested in the picture or not. But with personal information, names, emails, numbers, and email address, and LinkedIn profile. The next thing is your professional summary. In your professional summary, make sure that it's not long, it's not a paragraph. It should be at least 4-5 lines at most. It should summarize your skills, your qualifications, your strength, and but it should be attractive. It's similar to your goal, like your objective, what you want, why are you looking for a job, what difference will you bring into our company. Yeah, it should say that I will bring my skills to help your business grow. That is the summary that you write just below your personal information. So you can just write a professional summary as the heading, or you can put it as an objective. After professional summary, it's your skills. So what are you good at? You go into depth, the expertise that you will bring into the position. Why are you applying? Please, when you go through skills, make sure that you read through the job description provided by the vacancy if you are applying for a position that has been advertised. But if you are just applying and there was no vacancy, look into their website, the roles of a nurse, the roles of a lab tech, and be sure to include the skills that they are looking for in the under the skills. And please, when you do this, you can bullet your skills, but they should be precise and not repetition. Under skills, then educational background. So in educational background, you start first by putting your recent qualification. If you are a nurse midwife, you should put your midwifery certificate on top, then general nursing, then COSC. I don't know what it's called now. Yeah, you start with your highest qualification going down. That's your educational background. And then with this, you should also make sure that you highlight key modules under the educational background. Like if you are applying for a position in a hospital whereby you will be working in emergency department, you should be able to highlight that you have experience in first aid or something. But you should be able to highlight key modules of your education and blend it into the vacancy or job description according to the vacancy. After education, then there comes experience. This is where the core business is. Make sure that you go through the job description in the vacancy, or if it's not advertised, you are just applying, make sure that you know the key services that the hospital or a care home you are applying for has. You went through their website and you know what kind of services they provide. So in under experience, you have to mention your roles, your where you were working and for how long. So it would be I was working as a nurse in Table Hospital for 4 years. That's what you should do. So you will identify keywords from the job description and then blend them into your experience, because under experience you have to make sure that you highlight the outcomes of your roles in wherever you were working. If you were working as a nurse, what were the outcomes in the community? Like your presence, did it make any positive change? Highlight those outcomes under your experience. Okay, the next thing that you can include on your CV, it could, if you have volunteered anywhere else, you can include the volunteering experience, and similarly, you will uh, attach your role where you were volunteering and for how long, and then expand on the outcomes of the volunteering experience. Similar with leadership. If you were a leader in a certain facility or in yes, in a facility or hospital or clinic or something, you just show your role, the leadership role, where, for how long, and what were the outcomes. The outcomes in leadership could be the awards. If you don't have work experience, you are new from school, you could be leadership position like CRC. What is that? SRC position. Where ma? You can include your SRC position, your how long you were in an SRC position, and what were the outcomes when you were under that position. So that's that. Last but not least, the references. I don't know. I included references, but when I came here, I came to realize that the first world operates a way different than our third world. The data here, like personal information, is protected, like confidentiality is on another level. So with references, most of the times you give out people names, you also give out their numbers, their email address, which can violate the confidentiality in a way. Sometimes, I don't know, but I would say don't include references under your CV. What you can do is you can just say references as your heading and then say available on request. Then you will be able to say, employee, can you be my reference? Something like that, you know. Don't mention people's names. It's it's not ideal because some people in the UK don't like when we include the other people's name without them knowing. Sometimes they don't even know that we attached them as our references. So that's what I can say. And then lastly, you can just put a declaration that the information you provided is true to the best of your knowledge. And that's your CV. Remember, it should be as short as, I don't know, but most of the times employers don't go through every CV. They just scan through, and then if they catch something that attracted them, then that's when they can read through everything. But make sure that it's short so that it can attract someone to read the whole thing. See? Yeah. Now, most of the people who have been applying for the job, I know there has been so many unsuccessful emails saying, unfortunately, your application is not considered. Let me give you a trick or a gist or a secret. Or there is an automated email response that will give you feedback just few seconds after sending your email. So when you when you formulate your email, your CV, make sure that it is specific for the role that you are applying for. It's specific for the vacancy you are looking at. This means make sure that you are able to identify keywords because this application is imposed on every email that goes through that system. Let's say if I have a company and I advertise a job vacancy, everyone else's email goes through that software application or something. And if the keywords do not match the job description, your email is already in the junk. They are not even going to look at it. So I can't stress this enough, but I know it's very stressful. It's not even easy, but make sure that you update your CV according to the vacancy. Do I make sense? I think I do. I hope you do, because otherwise you're not going to get employed. So try by all means, because there's a filter before a human being can take your CV and look at it. There's a filter before a human being can take your CV and look at it. There's a software that filters CVs around in the UK. First world things, yeah. Right. Okay, in closing, let me give you tips to do immediately after you have done writing your CV. Please proofread your CV. Please proofread your CV and ask your friend, your colleague to also proofread for you so that you can correct spelling mistakes, missing words, and everything. Export your CV as a PDF document. PDF can be easily read by every application, but if you leave it as an app like Word document, sometimes the newer versions of Word document will not be able to read through the old version. So make sure that you export your document as a PDF. After exporting it, rename it. When you rename it, make sure that you say your document should be CV for Boy, because after they download it, it will be easier for them to identify it through many documents. That's tip number 3. The last thing is, when you apply for the jobs, you are sending emails most of the times. Like, you send emails. It's no longer the letter era. You send emails. That email that you're going to attach your documents to, make sure that you don't send a blank email. Please don't send a blank email. Like, you can just say, "Good morning, please find attached my da 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 da." And then the subject of that email. I know I like the way I emphasize things. The subject, my people, the subject to the email, when you send it, it should say application for nursing position and then your names. So I would say application for nursing position Boimadi. You see, it takes you out of the dam. It takes you out of the fish tank. Like, you are isolated, you are easily found, you are the nurse they are looking for, you are a pharmacist they are looking for. Like, you will be unique. Tell me when you get hired after you create a CV following my tips. I'm interested to know. So thank you very much for watching this video thus far. I'll see you in my next video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share the content, and keep the conversations going in the comment section. Bye bye.